Baylina say, I can hear you. Okay, Nurse Baylina. I'm finna go in. Let's talk about it. 28 USC 2007. Let's talk about Turner versus Rogers. Let's talk about people constantly getting locked up for child support. Let's talk about people constantly going to jail for debt. I'm finna break it. She said, yes. Let's turn me up. What that Glow song got? Get them, Glow. I'm finna get them, Grand Sheik. Say, get them, Grand Sheik. I'm finna get them. Let's talk about it. All right, let's break this down. I'm finna go in. It's early in the day. I know y'all got time for me. Let's break it down. 28 USC 2007. Say imprisonment for debt. A, it says a person shall not be imprisoned for debt on the writ of execution or other process issued from a court of the United States in any state wherein imprisonment for debt has been abolished. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because they locking people up for debt, and I got the proof. I got the proof they locking people up for debt. Let's go into 18 USC 228, 22.8. All right. In that same title, in that same U.S. code, they talking about failure to pay legal child support obligations. Let's talk about it. Failure to pay legal child support obligations. This is a law. This is a federal code that's unconstitutional. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down on phone them. They tweaking. Let's talk about it. It says Section 228 of Title 18 United States Code makes it illegal for an individual to willfully fail to pay child support in certain circumstances. All right. And it says if you owe 5,000, you're going to get 6 months. If you owe more than 10,000, you getting 2 years. You getting 2 years in jail for $10,000. Okay, that don't even sound right. When I just read Title 28 USC 2007 that says imprisonment for debt is illegal. All right. Now, where the trolls at? Bring the trolls in because they're going to say, well, you misinterpreting that law. Well, guess what I got for you, all you trolls? I got Turner versus Rogers, 2011. Now, let's talk about it. Now, who want to troll this? Who got something to say about, oh, I'm misinterpreting Title 18 and Title 28? Who want to talk about it? We're going to talk about Turner versus Rogers, 2011. This was a child support case when a brother failed to pay child support and they ruled that it was unconstitutional because he was in prison for 12 months. He took it to Supreme Court. It was ruled unconstitutional in U.S. Supreme Court. Let's talk about it. I'm going to read this. It says, under the circumstances, petitioner's incarceration violated due process because he received neither counsel nor the benefit of alternative procedures like those the court prescribed. Accordingly, the court vacated the judgment and remanded for further proceedings. Let's talk about it now. It said this man is deprived due process of law because he didn't receive a counsel nor an alternative motive. They didn't give him an alternative procedure. We already read that you're supposed to get notified to your alternatives to and legal consequences of signing a voluntary acknowledgement paternity. All right? So why is this unconstitutional? First of all, they can't imprison you for a debt. A debt is civil. You're supposed to go to jail over criminal. That's a criminal punishment if you're taking my liberty away. If it's just a contract, then I should have it's other ways you can handle contracts. It's like you can lien a person, you can garnish a person. You don't have to take a person to jail for a debt. Let's talk about morality right now. That's just simple morals, okay? But we talking about supreme law of the land at the same time. Now, how is this unconstitutional? Because first of all, if I'm gonna be taken to jail, then I have to give due process of law. Due process of law means I'm supposed to have counsel. Okay, I'm supposed to have counsel. Do they provide you counsel in child support court? No, not for free. You can buy your own counsel, but you cannot get a court-appointed attorney in child support court. Let's talk about it on phone now. That's unconstitutional because 99% of the fathers or mothers that's in child support court do not know the law on phone now. Let's break that down. Let's break that down. For one, person go child support court, do not know the law, don't know procedures, don't know none of this, but yet you have to face criminal punishment if you fail to pay under Title 28, under Title 18, pardon self, under Title 18, if you fail to pay, then you got to do 2 years in jail. But when you sign, see, now let's go back to the start now, 42 USC 666. Because remember, it all falls in the contract that you sign. What contract did we sign, Grand Sheik? Well, you signed the voluntary paternity acknowledgement, the VAP. When you acknowledge paternity, you sign something. When you sign that, it becomes a binding contract. Now, under 42 USC 666, it says this is a civil process. Now, how can you take me to jail for a civil process? That's where it becomes unconstitutional. All right? So what they do, they try to hold you in civil contempt. They try to hold you in civil contempt. They say, okay, you willfully saying you can't pay. But they never determine your ability to pay. And they never give you alternatives to. That's what Title 42 USC 666 says. It says they're supposed to give you alternatives to. It says simple civil process. It says, listen, it says, before a mother and a putative father can sign an acknowledgement of paternity, the mother and the putative father must be given notice, orally or through the use of video and in writing, of the alternatives to, the legal consequences of, and the rights and responsibilities that arise from signing acknowledgement. Do they tell you all this? I was there at the hospital. I can answer for you. No, they don't. I was there. I was there too. For all you young fathers and young mothers, you better get up on game because this is coming for you too. All right? They're going to push this VAP in your face, voluntary acknowledgement paternity agreement, and you're going to sign over your rights. And then they're going to come back and be holding you for criminal punishment to a civil process. And you didn't even know you got into neither one. Let's talk about it. You didn't even know you got into neither one. All right. What application at? Here we go right here. This is the VAP. The voluntary acknowledgement of paternity. It says this right here. We acknowledge that we are the biological parents of this child and voluntarily sign this acknowledgement to establish this child's paternity. Now, this is where you exchange this is where you give up all your rights right here in the VAP. You say, and give our permission, to enter the biological father's name as the legal father on the birth certificate for this child. That's where you gave up your rights. That's when you change the biological father's name into a corporation. It says it right here. Let me read it again. It says, give our permission to enter the biological father's name as the legal father on the birth certificate for this child. So not only do you turn the child name into a corporation, you turn the father name into a corporation. And that's why they taking away your human rights. Now they holding a biological father to the obligations of the legal father, because when you talk about the legal father, now we're talking about legal obligations. Okay? Legal obligations. What is those obligations, Grand Sheik? Oh, Grand Sheik got you today. I got you. I got you. Let's look up the term obligation. Let's break down obligation in Cornell Law School. Y'all know I love Cornell Law School. Shout out to Cornell Law School if y'all hearing this. Let's break down obligation. It says the popular meaning of the term obligation is a duty to do or not to do something. In its legal sense, obligation is a civil law concept. An obligation can be created voluntarily, such as one arising from a contract, quasi-contract, or unilateral promise. An obligation can also be created involuntarily, such as an obligation arising from torts or a statute. An obligation binds together two or more determined persons. Therefore, the legal meaning of an obligation does not only denote a duty, but also denotes a correlative right. One party has an obligation means another party has a correlative right. The person or entity who was liable for the obligation is called the obligor. The person or entity who holds the correlative right to an obligation is called obligee. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about legalese. Now, this one you need your Black's Law Dictionary. How many of y'all got that Black's Law Dictionary? Let's talk about it. Hold on, I ain't even got my chat up. I see chats dropping. Wizard Kelly say, she can hear me now. Hey, who can hear me? Who got that Black's Law Dictionary? Drop a 100 right now. Drop a 100 if you got that Black's Law Dictionary. Pull up that term, obligation. See, child support is an obligation, means a debt. Means a debt. All right. Under Title 15, Fair Debt Collections, it says a debt is an obligation. All right. Now, it's talking about the obligor obligee. That's a trust relationship. It says that an obligation only arises from a contract. So how do you okay, let's go back. Now, let me show you how this all tied together. Now, how are you under Title 18 USC 228 failure to pay legal child support obligations? Legal child support obligations under Title 18 subsection 228. How did you get legal obligations? Because you became the legal father. And where was the contract? See, an obligation only can arise from a contract or a tort. So where does the obligation arise from? It arises from the VAP. And the VAP, they're supposed to give you disclosures of your rights and responsibilities, and also what? Your legal obligations, your legal consequences, orally and in writing. Now, when you was at the hospital, did they give you notification of these things? Did they tell you, listen, you got legal obligations by signing this VAP? You can be in prison for debt. If you fail to pay this under Title 18, subsection 228, fail to pay legal child support obligations, you can be in prison for up to 2 years for just for $10,000. And neither did they say that, and neither is it in writing. They didn't tell you verbally. Oh, I got the VAP form right here. Let's pull it up. I got Illinois VAP. Shout out to the state of Illinois. We got your VAP right here. Okay. Where that bar member, the brother who was a bar member, what state you practice in? I hope it's in Illinois. Let's help free the people, brother. You feel me? It says right here in the VAP, Illinois voluntary acknowledgement of paternity. Please read all parts of this form, including your rights and responsibilities. It don't say legal obligations and alternatives to. They left two parts out. Why would they leave legal obligations and alternatives to out of the contract? Because the contract is unconstitutional. The contract is void. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how the contract is void. What did that mean, Grand Sheik? Grand Sheik got you. Grand Sheik got you. What is a void contract? Let's look it up. Who got them Black's Law dictionaries? Shout out to everybody who got that Black's Law dictionary. Drop a 100 if you got your Black's Law. If not, it's all good. Just gonna get you one. Where's it, Kelly? She dropped her 100. She always at the meet. She every live. She got that Black's Law on deck. You hear me? Let's talk about it on phone now. Let's talk about it, bro, because they be tweaking. Bro, now let's talk about a void contract, a void formal agreement that is I can't pronounce the word. Illegitimate and unenforceable from the moment it is created. All right? Let's read that again. A void contract is a formal agreement that is illegitimate and unenforceable from the moment it is created. From the moment this contract was created, it was illegitimate and unenforceable. Why is it unenforceable? Because it was fraud. It didn't give you disclosure. It was fraud by non-disclosure. It failed to disclose the alternatives to and the legal consequences of signing the VAP, which was a contract that gave you legal obligations, transferred your name to a legal father. That is unconstitutional. All right, you can watch this live and type up what I'm saying and get out of child support just by what I'm saying to you right now. Do you understand what I'm dropping? You can wind this back. And what I just said in the last 10 seconds, man, that can beat any child support case right there. Break that down. All right? Once you became the legal father, it was legal obligations tied to that. From the contract you signed was a VAP, voluntarily acknowledgement paternity, you was given obligations. Those obligations had legal consequences to it for not performing. It turned a civil situation to a criminal situation, and you was never given notice of none of this, verbally or in writing, which make the contract, the VAP, a void contract by definition of law. Why is it void contract? Because it was illegitimate and unenforceable from the moment it was created. You cannot enforce something on me I didn't agree to. Now let's talk about contract. Let's talk about the meeting of the minds. Oh, I love contract law. I'm a Libra. Shout out to them Libras out there. Y'all know y'all like to make some contracts and hold people to some contracts, don't? Let's talk about it. Now, this contract that you entered into had a meeting of the minds clause, meaning anything I signed to at the time, we agreed to at that time. Anything you add on later to that contract is unenforceable. You can't enforce something that's not written. You see what I'm saying? So on your contract and that voluntary acknowledgement of paternity, it does not have the legal consequences to it. So they can't hold you to no legal consequences, is what I'm saying. How can you hold me to legal consequences that was never disclosed to me? That's fraud by non-disclosure. And it's an inducement to fraud because you induced me into a contract because you didn't even tell me it was a contract. You told me this was an application to acknowledge paternity. I'm trying to step up and put my name on record like I'm an honorable parent. And you turned that into a civil process. You monetize that. You securitize that. And you hold me to legal obligations behind that without giving me notice of none of this. Yeah. Come on, bring them trolls out. Let's say it together. Child support is unconstitutional. Let's say it together. What does Kelly say on phone now? On phone now, I'm on bro now. on my mama now. Let's talk about it. Child support is unconstitutional. Let's talk about it. They can argue about child support is not fraud. Child support is fraud. I'm here to tell you child support is unconstitutional. Period. I'm putting a period behind that one. How do you get out of that? You have to rescind the VAP. Rescission the signature. You can rescind the VAP. All right? The consciouscollege.org. Consciouscollege.org. We got the 10 child support commandments. It's dropping tomorrow. It's 99.9% done. I stayed up 3 in the morning last night, making sure I put together this 10 crack commandments. What's the 10 crack commandments? I mean, I'm talking about 10 crack commandments. You got me thinking about Notorious B.I.G. song. I'm talking about the 10 child support commandments. Man, y'all got me thinking about Notorious B.I.G. 10 crack commandments. I'm talking about the 10 child support commandments. Let's talk about it. Bam, say free the people. Randy say hell no, LOL. Yeah, I ain't got the 10 crack commandments. I got the 10 child support commandments. The 10 child support commandments. What is that? That's 10 laws and that you need to know about child support. That's only on the consciouscollege.org. All right, when you get the child support course, this was going to come with it. And I'm still dropping the free password. The free password is your email. Send me your email. You get 2 weeks free at the Conscious College. Now, enrollment going to end soon. We're not keeping this enrollment open for much longer. I'm going to tell you now, hurry up and get over to the Conscious College. Okay? Because once we close enrollment, we start in the semester. We're not going to open to the end of the semester. So you're going to have to catch it next time. And you know what I'm saying? You don't want to miss this because what you're going to get out the Conscious College, you're going to know how to destroy child support and get your money back. Get it off your credit report and everything. All right? You're not just going to know, child support is unconstitutional. You don't know what to do about it. Okay, you're gonna know how to dismiss child support case. You're gonna know how to remove child support from the credit report and get all your money back. All right, consciouscollege.org. Randy say, do you help people do the paperwork to get out of child support? No, I do not do paperwork for you for child support, but I do give you the full course. All right, and it's for the low. I ain't put a price on it, but if the price gonna drop tomorrow, it's for the low though. It ain't gonna be thousands of dollars. It's gonna be so affordable. I don't care if you work at McDonald's, you're gonna be able to afford this and get yourself out of child support. Because some of my brothers at McDonald's, shout out to McDonald's, man. Y'all got them good frappe, caramel frappes I drink. You feel me? Shout out to y'all, man. For real. I don't care where you work. A Conscious College is nothing but $50 a month, man. Come on now. That's a 7 or a 3.5 if you smoke that exotic. If you smoke that exotic, that's nothing. Because y'all smoke expensive weed. Y'all smoke rapper weed these days. So I don't want to hear it. $50 is nothing. A month, I'm giving you 4 weeks of this. I'm giving you 4 weeks of this. Hold on, let me pull it up for you. Dashboard, open clip, Conscious College. Let's talk about it. All right. It's 99% done. I ain't capping. If you on Facebook, you see the screen share. Ain't no cap. Ain't no cap in my rock. The 10 Commandments of Child Support Enforcement. Let's talk about it. All right. I'm going to give y'all a sneak preview. But we dropping it tomorrow. Child Support Enforcement. Let me give you a sneak preview. The 10 Child Support Commandments. Come on, ain't no cap. You better screenshot this. I was gonna catch up. You better screenshot this. I'm gonna read it for the TikTok. Those on TikTok. After you take this course, you're not gonna need nobody do your paperwork for you. Do I got examples? I got a little example in there for you though, so you can, you know what I'm saying, understand how it's supposed to look, how it's supposed to go. But you know what I'm saying? No, I don't do the paperwork for you. You got to learn how to stand on your rights yourself. 10 child support commandments. I'm just gonna read the first 5 for y'all since we got some time today. Number 1 says federal child support enforcement became possible with the passage of the Deadbeat Parents Punishment Act, the DPPA, in 1998. All right. This act created new categories for federal felonies for the most egregious child support violators. Federal law makes it illegal for an individual to willfully fail to pay child support as ordered by a court in certain circumstances. Convicted offenders may face fines and imprisonment. 18 U.S.C. subsection 228, failure to pay legal child support obligations. All right, and we just broke that down. So that's the first commandment right there. You know what I'm saying? First of all, this started in 1998 when they started this whole enforcement and locking you up for child support from the Deadbeat Parents Punishment Act. All right, that's where they try to say, "Are you a deadbeat daddy?" I'm trying to tell y'all, listen, deadbeat dads is a myth. I'm here to stand on it. Deadbeat dads is a myth. You know why? Because to say it's deadbeat dads means it's a general population of men who's deadbeat dads. That's a myth. And that's what they're trying to imply. Is it bad dads? Yes, bad dads and bad moms. Everywhere. Everybody's not perfect, no. But that's a myth to say the melanated brothers are all deadbeat daddies. Or even majority of us is deadbeat daddies. If that was the case, then you won't, when you go to these little schools, when you go to these plays and these basketball games and you go to these events, you wouldn't see no daddies. You wouldn't see no melanated daddies. I see plenty of daddies at these events. So let's talk about it, man. I'm here to get y'all out of this jam. Let's talk about imprisonment for debt is unconstitutional. All right. Let's talk about the second commandment. It says child support is a voluntary agreement. Child support enforcement is established by acknowledging paternity, either signing a voluntary acknowledgement of paternity VAP agreement or establishing paternity through court order, admin order, or by DNA testing, pursuant to 45 CFR subsection 303.5, establishment of paternity. Let's talk about it. All right. And this the introduction to the course. This ain't even the course, man. The course get way more deep. It shows you what to do with this. It shows you how to go about it. We got case law study in here. I got methods on how to stop child support and rescind the VAP, how to dismiss child support charges if you're in court, how to file lawsuit civil action against child support for deprivation of your rights under color of law. Randy said, oh, that's DOT. DOT say, YT, man, call it a do nothing dad. That's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, let's call it something else, man. DOT, let's call it something else. Call him a do nothing dad. Let's call him a do nothings. You feel me? It's a few of them do nothings out there now. They don't do nothing. You feel me? Now I'm with that. And I don't honor no deadbeat dad. I don't honor no deadbeat mamas. I'm gonna tell you, it's deadbeat baby mamas if we're gonna talk about deadbeats. You feel me? It's deadbeat baby mamas. It's baby mamas who go out their way to keep these children away from their fathers. Let's talk about it. You depriving the child too. Let's talk about it. You depriving the child. You depriving the child, especially you got a daddy that's trying to do something. I ain't talking about the do nothing daddy. I'm talking about the do something daddies. Let's talk about the do something daddies that's getting punished by deadbeat mamas. I'm talking about the do something daddies. We ain't talking about the do nothings. I'm with DOT on nothing. No, them the do nothings. Let's talk about the ones that is in their kids' life and they still getting held back. All right. Bam, say, yes, change the narrative. We're going to change the narrative. It's time for the brother. We're going to step up. We're going to take care of these children. And we ain't going to be held by the balls by no child support enforcement any longer. We as brothers, it's time for us to form a brotherhood. It's time for us to get our legal affairs together, get our state together, and then have these trust fund babies. That's what time it is for us as brothers. It's time for us to lead with some knowledge. We've been leading with our wallet long enough. It's time for us to lead with some knowledge and lead with our wallet. It takes finances to raise these children, for sure. But check in consciouscollege.org. Grand SHEIK. I'm coming in every day of the week. We dropping our class tonight. We got a class tonight for everybody to purchase my first book, Creditology. Y'all know I've been doing credit 5 years. I barely talk about it no more because I'm so good at it, but I'm finna talk about it. Let's talk about it again. Talking about it tonight. The book is only $25 right now, ebook. If you email me, you DM me right now, I email you the ebook. It shows you how to get child support off your credit report in 4 days on 4 NIM. Let's check out.